Hey everyone, my name is Siddharth and I'm a medical intern here in India. Currently, I've given my USMLE Step 1 exam and I've passed it. And in this video, I'm going to be suggesting how you should solve UWorld and all the strategies behind solving the questions. Okay, so let's talk about UWorld. UWorld is the gold standard resource for the USMLE Step 1 exam. And I talk about all the resources that I use for the exam in a different video. I found the UWorld questions to be the most similar to the real exam, and that is why I would recommend anyone who's going to appear for the USMLE Step 1 exam to start solving UWorld questions as soon as possible. Even though you have not finished your first pass or you've just started studying, you should definitely start doing UWorld early and start learning from the questions itself. I personally started solving UWorld questions after my first pass, and I think I should have started like way before when I was just studying for the exam. Solving questions and studying from the question explanations is one of the high yield methods of studying for the USMLE Step 1 exam. And I thought that many questions were vague even in the real exam, and it just made me feel like I was solving a UWorld question, and I try to solve it like a UWorld question itself. So you should solve UWorld as many times as possible, and when you're solving the real exam questions, you should feel like you're doing UWorld questions itself. So you don't feel any pressure, and the exam will probably be a little bit easier for you. Okay, so the total questions in the USMLE Step 1 question bank in the UWorld are 3,700. And if you decide to do 2 blocks every day, that will take you about 47 days. This was my plan, and I think I finished it by 50 or 55 days if I'm not wrong. And the next point is that you should solve UWorld twice. The first time you should solve it when you're reading the material for each system, and you should solve it system wise. This way you will understand which parts of the system are the most important ones and the high yield points. And when you do your second pass for UWorld, you should do it in all random so that you get the feel of an exam question, because you might have to shift from cardio to neuro to renal to respiratory in every set. And now the most important point is that you should solve only in tutor mode, not in time mode. UWorld is just for learning and not to test your knowledge. Solving UWorld questions in the tutor mode will give you the answer after you marked your answer, and it will also give you the explanation right then and there. So you can correct your thinking process and make a note of the changes that you need to make. Which brings me to my next point, which is note making. So if it's an easy concept and you probably forgot the concept or something, you can write it in your first aid, or you can just highlight it in your first aid. And if it's a difficult concept or something that you've seen for the first time in the UWorld question bank, you can use the notebook feature on UWorld and also make an Anki flashcard so that you can have a spaced repetition planned for it. I personally use the notebook feature in UWorld a lot, and you can just copy paste the sentences that you want to put inside, and also you can add the pictures or the cycles, the pathology, histology findings, and everything. You can just put it in there in the notebook and review it later on. And if the concept feels like out of this world, like you've never seen anything like that before, you should just put it in your notebook. And you should also know that the probability for that kind of a question to come in your real exam is quite low, but you should not rule it out completely, because if it comes up, it's just a free point for you. And that's it for how to solve UWorld questions and a strategy to complete UWorld questions. Do check out my videos on how to solve a UWorld question. Currently, I've done the hematology series, and I'll link it somewhere up in the cards. And that's it for this video. See you guys in the next one.